Welcome back, Connect fam. So the show doesn't stop. Coming up next, a friend to the show, Coach Sonia, is back and breaking down the fear of public speaking and how to actually break through it. We know a lot of people may be struggling with this, but today she's actually going to be walking us through how to put together a powerful speech and presentation. Help me welcome to our Connect family officially, Miss Coach Sonia. Hey, Coach Sonia.
Thank you so much for having me back. It's great to be back with you.
Always a pleasure, Coach. So, Coach, are we ready?
We're ready. We're all ready.
Okay, so say you're sitting down, right, to write your speech. And can you just walk us through the first step of how to approach this writing process? We're sitting down, you're trying to write it. What do we do, Coach?
Absolutely, Stitches. I want to share with you some of the best secrets and tools that will save you a lot of time and will help you create a memorable speech. Before you write anything, sit down and think about the intention of your speech. And I'm going to talk about the big picture. What is the overall intention of your speech? Usually, these intentions fall into one of these categories. Is it to inform and educate? Is it to inspire, to motivate, to transform? Perhaps you're selling something, so your intention is to persuade people. Or maybe you are raising money for a cause that you're passionate about, right? So those are the big buckets that we can put those intentions into. And once you're clear on the overall intentions, see if you can put down your whole speech in 2-3 sentences. What is the essence of your speech? What do you want the audience to remember out of your speech, and what do you want them to do? So we start there, right? Once we're clear on that, we're going to write the end. Now, this is the piece of advice that is perhaps the most surprising to most of my clients. What are you talking about? How do I write from the end? But it is the most impactful piece of advice that I can give you, and it will save you a lot of time. So you want to start writing the speech with the call to action.
Right.
And then you write the beginning of the speech, which will be complementary to the call to action. And once you have the beginning and the end, only then you're going to fill out what's in between and stick to about 2 to 3 talking points, because less is always more.
Awesome. This is such great information. And of course, a huge piece of a powerful presentation is your audience, the people you're actually speaking to, and better understanding who they are. So what are some exercises someone can do to better prepare and connect with their audience?
That's a great question, Sandy. If you're unsure of who your audience is, one of the best things to do is to either ask an organizer, who is my audience? Are they new to this topic? Or maybe do a combination of both. Ask the organizer of the event to send out a survey. Can I send out a survey and ask the audience a few questions so I get a better understanding of what I can offer to them, how can I deliver my message in the most powerful way, and what I can give to them that they would benefit from the most?
Awesome. And you know what, Coach Sonia, time is a huge constraint. How would you approach a speech that may be 10 minutes versus an hour?
Yeah, that's an interesting question, Stitches, because sometimes I have clients coming to me with 6 pages of beautiful writing, and then they tell me, I have a 4-minute talk. So, how do I do that? So, I want to share something that will save you a lot of time. Once you start writing the speech, get crystal clear on the outline of your talk. So, you want to create the outline. Let's say you have a 10-minute talk. So, you want to allocate perhaps 2 minutes to the closing, 1 minute to the opening, and 7 minutes, whatever is left in between, right? This way, once you have this outline, you will not be overwriting. You will not have to do a lot of editing and removing your beautiful writing out of your speech.
Good advice.
Great. And for someone who might be new to public speaking, how much practice time do you suggest? I mean, is there a rule of thumb, and are there strategies around practicing that are most effective?
Oh, absolutely, Sandy. I think practicing is really important, whether you're an experienced speaker or somebody who's just starting out. First of all, practice with your visuals, right? If you have a presentation that you're giving, it's so important to practice with those slides so that you're comfortable with transitions, animations, so that you can anticipate the slides. Sometimes even very experienced speakers can put together a presentation, and if they don't practice it with their visuals, with Google Slides or PowerPoint, it falls apart. It does not sound as polished, and they come across unprepared. And another piece of advice that I'll give you is whether you are speaking virtually or in person, record yourself. When you record yourself, you can properly evaluate yourself. Are you using too many filler words? Are your gestures not supporting your speaking points? Right? And be really brutally honest with yourself and see how you can improve.
This is really good. Thank you so much, Coach. And I'll be honest, I remember when I was in college, I would take my nephew into the garage and do like practicing speeches with him. He couldn't stand it. But now today he's like, Auntie, I wish you would have kept doing it with me. I'm like, okay. But thank you.
That also helps. Yes, invite a friend, invite a few friends, practice with your friends.
I love it. This was really good information. And you're going to be back with us. So we'll have more with Sonia. We covered a lot today. And this topic can, sometimes be overwhelming. I want to ask you, what is one main takeaway that you want to leave with our Connect family, and how can they hire you?
Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much for asking that question. This is a lot. I can understand this is a lot to digest, and it's like putting an ocean into a teacup right now. So I'd love to be able to share more. I invite the audience to follow me on social media. On Instagram, I'm Sonia Empower, and visit my website, www.soniaempower.com. And if there's one thing that you can remember out of our conversation, I'd love for you to remember my golden rule of communication. And that is, leave people and situations better than you found them.
I love that. This is so good. I can't wait to have you back on the show and back fueling into our community. So we had to take a quick break, but we'll be right back to wrap up the show with some final thoughts. Don't go anywhere.